So let me guess. You've read the books. You've tried all the positive, gentle parenting tricks. You've done the self-care, the therapy for yourself, the deep breathing. But nothing's changing. Your teen is still reactive, withdrawn, maybe even angry a lot of the time. You still feel like you're walking on eggshells. And deep down, you're wondering, why isn't this working? What's wrong with me? And I'm here to tell you, it's not you. It's called a loop. Science shows us that over 90% of what we do each day is actually subconscious. That means your reactions, your anxiety, your parenting, it's mostly coming from your past, trauma, shame, fear. It's living in your nervous system. So when your kid pushes back or shuts down, your body reacts before your brain even knows what's happening. Okay, so one time I completely lost it over shoes by the door, but it wasn't about the shoes being in line. It was the belief that if everything wasn't perfect, I was a bad parent. That belief wasn't even mine. So I was always in fixer mode, always scanning for problems, prepping for meltdowns. I thought if I could just do more, I could stay in control. But fixing is actually a trauma response. It's how we avoid our own feelings of maybe helplessness. So here's the truth. Nobody told me for years. Your ability to regulate your own nervous system actually matters more than your ability to react perfectly. Most of us, especially moms raising neurodivergent kids, okay, we're caught up in that reaction mode. And it's not because we're bad parents. It's actually because we're running on survival autopilot. Every meltdown, every defiant look, every slammed door, our bodies actually read that as danger. So we react, we try to fix, we yell, we shut down. But here's what I had to learn the hard way. My calm actually create his calm, but it had to come from inside me. I had to do the work because it doesn't come from controlling my kid's behavior. This is exactly what I teach in Let Go number 3, let go of control. Not because control is bad, but because it's actually an illusion. I used to think if I could just say the right thing, or time things just right, or plan for every meltdown, then I could manage it all. But that mindset kept me in a loop of walking on eggshells, a loop of burnout, a loop of fear. And I remember this moment so clearly. Okay, my grandson had had a really rough day at school. Something happened that triggered him. And the second we got home, he started completely spiraling. He kicked his shoes out of the way, he slammed the door, and shouted that I didn't understand anything about him. And normally I would have jumped in and started with something like, well, what happened? Or you can't talk to me like that. Or calm down, we just got home. But that day, I didn't. I took a deep breath and I just kind of grounded myself and I reminded myself that this isn't about me. And I let him completely fall apart. I gave him space to move through it without trying to fix it or fix him. And I stayed calm. That was the day I didn't fall apart along with him. And you know what happened? He came to me about 15 to 20 minutes later and he said, I didn't mean to yell. I just couldn't stop myself. And that was a moment of trust. Not because I controlled him or the situation, but because I just let go. And I led with regulation. Now, if that kind of moment feels out of reach for you, I want you to know it's actually not, but it doesn't start with your teen, okay? It really starts with you, with your breath, with your body, with your willingness to stop gripping so hard and try something different. If your heart is pounding just listening to this, believe me, you're not alone. But I want you to know there is a way out, okay? My let go method isn't about doing more. It's about doing things differently. It's about breaking that loop so you can lead from calm, not fear. And in less than an hour, the $27 workshop gives you the framework to interrupt reactive patterns, rewire your nervous system, show up as the mom you know you are underneath that survival mode. You know what nobody tells you? When your nervous system is stuck in survival mode, parenting doesn't feel like parenting anymore. It actually feels more like managing a crisis all the time. I remember this moment where my teen was just spiraling, slamming the door, shutting down. And instead of leaning in to help, I actually felt frozen. I couldn't do anything, not because I didn't care, but because I was already completely maxed out. I'd been running on empty for so long that the idea of helping him felt like one more thing I couldn't do right. But here's what changed everything. I started with me, not a new strategy, not another consequence. I reset my nervous system first. And that's when everything completely shifted. I could feel again. The panic lifted. And guiding him through those hard moments, it actually felt like love and joy again, not like failure. So if you're in that place where parenting feels more like surviving, more than living, know this: you're not broken, you're actually burnout. And I can help you reset. This is what the Let Go method is for. So you can feel like yourself again and find the joy in parenting, even through all those hard times. So here's something most parents never get told: that meltdown, that shutdown, it's not bad behavior. It's not laziness. It's the nervous system saying, I don't feel safe. Kids and adults don't act out of logic when they're dysregulated. They're reacting from survival wiring. It's actually biology, not defiance. This is why trying harder just doesn't work. We don't need more punishment or even more effort. We need more understanding of how the brain actually works. And once you learn to regulate your nervous system, then you can help your child regulate theirs. That's where everything changes. And this is what I teach moms and teens. So DM me Calm if you want to learn how to reset the pattern.